What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there.
Waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complication. Complication.
Hey,
everybody.
And we're back from a well-deserved, well-needed break. I mean, with everything that was going on at work and, Alicia going on her excursions.
Don't hate. You went on your own excursion.
I went on a one-day excursion.
Y'all, he just hating.
I went on a one-day excursion. I like 1 week, then came back into town and then left back out. And then you came back into town, and then we went to my family reunion.
Okay.
So that was my fault.
Okay, the last one we went together.
Okay, we did go together.
Okay, y'all, he just got to learn to hang with me. That's all.
Well, that's true, But anyway, what we're going to do today is we're just going to talk about some board games that still got played, despite all the running around. So, without wasting any time, we're going to get to it. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so the first game is a game that I play. So the excursions that she's talking about is we recently had Origins a couple of weeks ago. And Origins is 3 hours away in Columbus, Ohio. So I usually, on my off day, I'll drive down there, go to that, spend that 1 day, return wishing I could have stayed, but I still had a good time. So there's a few games that I picked up that I demoed. The first game is a game from Capstone Games called Wandering Towers. I demoed this one. I played it at 4-player. It plays up to 6. And in Wandering Towers, we play as wizards who are trying to get into, I think the castle's called Raven's Keep. And we're moving our wizards along these towers to get in the Raven's Keep by playing these cards. At the same time, we get all our wizards in Raven's Keep, but we also got to fill up these potions. That's kind of like Quacks and Quedlinburg.
Okay.
And if the first one to do both of those will win the game.
Okay.
And so how you move your wizards on the towers is these cards that grant you movement. You either moving your wizard or you moving the towers. And when you move the towers, if you place the tower on top of somebody else's wizard or even your own wizard, then you've captured them, and that means you steal a little of their magic. So that means you get to fill one of your potions.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a really simple game. It's easy to teach, easy to learn, easy to play. And I picked it up because I think it is very accessible if you're trying to get new people into the hobby.
Okay.
Quick game to play.
All right.
Now, the next game I played is over at Hatchet, the Hatchet booth, and that is In the Footsteps of Darwin.
Okay.
Now, there is a heavier Darwin game that I want to play, but this one is just more light, family weight. And in this game, you are collecting, you are researching animals by drafting these tiles.
Okay.
And there's this boat that you move around the board.
Okay.
And depending on which tile you draft, that's how far you get to move the boat, and then the next player drafts a tile.
Okay.
And you score in different ways, like there's set collection, some of those animals just score you points.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that game, so I picked that one up.
Okay.
Now, I said I was only going to get 2 games at Origins. Those are the 2 games.
Rule breaker.
Well, no, I didn't. I only got 2 games at Origins, okay? But one of the games that I also demoed was Acropolis at the same booth. And Acropolis, I've been wanting to play this game for a while. And so I demoed it, and when I got back, our friends Ryan and Emily, they had went for the whole, they went there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I called him Sunday, and I said, do they still have Acropolis? I text him, and he said yes. I was like, can you pick that game up for me? So I only got 2 games at Origins.
Y'all, he being a loophole lawyer now. Whatever.
But you played Acropolis with
I
me.
played
You did, you know.
Acropolis.
So we played Acropolis. I played it 4-player and we played it 2-player. And Acropolis is, I figured you would really like it because it's a city building game.
Yeah.
Kind of like Quadropolis and all that. You like
Yes.
all those city building.
Yeah.
And in this game, you are drafting tiles and placing them, and there's different districts on each tiles, and you're trying to score the points. The districts score points in different ways. Like the blue districts score for the biggest area, or the red districts, which represents the barracks. They have to be on the edge of the city.
They have to be on the outskirts. So yeah, I did like the different colors, and I did like the theme. But yes, one of the things I liked the most was they had purple.
See, that's her takeaway from this game.
No,
'Cause
that's
they-
not my only takeaway. But they had purple, so they got a few brownie points for that.
Right.
What I liked was, one of the things I liked was the multiplier effect.
Yeah.
So for each color, if you get tiles that had stars on them, the stars multiplied your score. In fact, if you don't have any stars, you didn't score no matter
You
how
didn't
many
score
tiles.
no point.
So the teacher in me appreciates that it's a family weight game that gives kids to practice an important skill in a fun way.
Yeah, multiplication.
Yeah.
I like that, you know. So, I mean, Acropolis is really, really easy to teach, but it has that puzzle. That's what I really liked about it, you
Yes, but you're not going to keep saying you only got 2 games at Origins.
Dolly.
Let's just stop that.
I got 3 games from Origins.
Okay.
I got 2 games at Origins.
Okay.
Okay, Derek. Is that okay? All right, anyway. So, enough about Origins. Now, like I said, when my wife got back from her second excursion,
Hating again.
we went on my family reunion was in Omaha, Nebraska. And I was excited about it because, you know, Omaha, Nebraska, OFPG stumping ground. So we reached out to Mick and Starla and said, hey, we're going to be in town. And so we hooked up with them. And I mean, that was an amazing time. We went to breakfast, and then they took us to their board game spot, Spielbaum.
Yes.
Which is probably one of the, my best board game cafes I've ever been to. I was just sitting there like,
He really was. He really was. But it was a wonderful experience. We really enjoyed hanging out with Mick and Starla. They are just a wonderful couple. And we had a great time.
Yeah, we ended up playing, I showed them how to play.
One of his favorite games.
So it's Photograph. I would say Photograph is in my top 20. But what I love about Photograph, I love teaching it.
He does.
Because that challenge of getting people to figure out that puzzle of how you can't rearrange your hand, but you're trying to create these sets. And you're adding cards to the right, but you're playing cards from the left. And you cannot rearrange your hand. And I mean, I just like it. You know?
So Starla liked it, so he ended up gifting it to her, and she told me they played it 3 more times. So apparently she really liked it.
Which I'm glad, because I have the original, which is Wind the Film, you know, so I have that, and I just bought Photograph to be my play, you know. But yeah, we really enjoyed that. Thank you again, Mick and Starla.
We had a great time with you too.
Yep. So now, of course, it was my family reunion. And they are family. But, you know, at my family reunion, we played a couple of games with family members. Now, there was one game that I had been wanting to play for a while, you know.
Oh.
That was Hues and Cues. Or is it
Okay.
Cues and Hues? I
It's
think it's
Hues
Hues and
and
Cues.
Cues.
And Hues and Cues is pretty much you are trying to guess the color. And so there's this big grid of colors, and they're like, you know, B24 or C9 or something like that.
Think paint store. When you go in the paint store and they had a grid.
Yeah. And so the active player draws a card, and it has 4 colors on them and tells you the position of those colors on the grid. And so the active player is going to pick one of those colors, and they're going to give you a one-word clue, like salmon or grass or prince, something like that. And then everybody has their player pieces, and they're trying to find that color on the grid. And then there's this 3x3 like box that you play. Once everybody has placed their token, you place that 3x3, and whoever's inside that box, the active player will score score some points rather, because he got, he was very well and gave a good clue. Everybody if anybody got the clue exactly, that color, they get 3 points. Anybody inside that box, but that's not on the specific color, they get 2 points. Everybody on the outer edge of the box gets 1 point, and then everybody else they just don't score. And it's going to go around different people being the active player, and then at the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. So I've been wanting to play it, but, I don't think it's a good game to play at 2. So you want to get more people to play.
To me, it's a fun party game. And it is a great introductory game because there are not a lot of rules. You don't have to know all of these random facts like trivia games.
Well, actually, you do. Your color palette has to be advanced because you can't say grass every time you see green.
This is true.
So you got to be able to like grass,
be a
basil,
little bit creative.
Yeah. So.
But still, it's a good game. It's a great entry level game.
Yeah. So we played Floriferous.
Yes.
And we played Point Solid.
Yes.
Now we've talked about those games extensively in past videos, so we're not going to spend too much time on those. But both of those games are really enjoyed.
Yes, and it was those are again the point is to introduce new gamers to the hobby, so we feel like those were successful.
Yeah. Okay. Now we came back. And then we spent time over my friend's house for the 4th. And I taught his son, this is his son, we had played this game, I played this game before with him, so I brought it again because he really enjoyed it, and that's Diced Veggies. And Diced Veggies is just pretty much, create this grid of dice. We do have a video for it, so I'll leave a link in the description below. And you create this grid of dice, and the dice represent different ingredients like mushrooms and tomatoes and onions.
Onions and jalapeno peppers.
Yeah. And so then you take this cute little cleaver and you cut off a section of the grid for the what you need, and then you use those dice to cook recipes. And we, I played it with him, and then my wife played it with him. I had to be the rules guy because they like, no, that's wrong. Wait.
He just can't stand not playing. That's all.
Well, anyway, that's true. I take that. But we played that.
Yes.
All right. So the next game, I got my list here. We played a game that was sent to us by CMYK Games. Yep, CMYK Games to take a look at. So thank you, CMYK. And the game is called Lacuna.
Okay.
And in Lacuna, it comes in this tube, and it has a cloth. You put this cloth board out, just a piece of cloth, and you got all these little wooden flowers,
Yes.
And what you doing in this game is you're taking your metal piece. Each player has their metal piece. 2-player game, and you're gonna place it between 2 flowers of the same color, and making sure nothing is interrupting in between, and you grab those 2 flowers and put it in front of you, and you're creating sets of the different flowers. And then, of course, once you run out of your player pieces and they're all on the board, then we go through the board, and whoever is closer to certain flowers, you end up taking those flowers. And then if you get the most of a certain flower, I think there are 7 colors of flowers. So if you get 4 of those the most of, you end up winning the game.
So this game is very pretty. It's very simple, and it's relaxing.
It is very relaxing. It reminds me of a Gentle Rain. you know. And I really like it. It's just one of those games that you want to play that you could veg out, you know. And don't get me wrong, the trying to place your player pieces between the two flowers in order to make sure you're closer to certain flowers, there is a challenge there. But but it's just a really nice, pretty game.
It's a nice, pretty game.
Yeah, it is. I like it. So, all right. So, the other game, we played a couple rounds of sea salt and paper, which I think is kind of another relaxing game. It's a great filler game.
Okay, it's a filler game. I don't know how relaxing it is because it has a tad bit of in your face.
No, it's just that when you play that. So, okay, sea salt and paper. First of all, what I think makes it stand out from other card games is the art.
Yes, the art is. I like the art. The art is charming.
Yeah, it's already origami, you know, crab and fish and all that. And it just, I appreciate, you know, when people are able to create those, say, out of paper.
The art is whimsical.
Yeah. And, but the thing, what you mean by take that is because what you're doing is you're collecting sets. Certain cards you collect in sets of. And some, if you pair them up, you get points, stuff like that. Now, if you get a shark and a swimmer, and you pair them up and you play them in front of them, you get those points, but you also activate a special ability where you get to randomly take a card out of another player's hand. So she said that's the one of the take that's. And then also, if you get 7 points, you can say stop, and then everybody scores their cards. Or you can push your luck and try to say that you scored the most points in that round.
So basically, you shut the round down. And no one else can score points.
No.
Everybody get one more turn.
Everybody get one more chance. And then if you succeed, if you win the bet, then you score your points plus the color bonus, which is 1 point for the card that you had the most in one color. If you lose your bet, you only score your color bonus.
Yeah, so.
Also, if you win your bet, everybody else only scores their color bonus.
So it's a fun game, but I don't know how relaxing it is.
But I think it's a great filler game.
Yeah, it's a good filler game.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a quick game.
Okay, so that's sea salt and paper. Now going to the other end of the spectrum, I kickstarted. Oh, by the way, sea salt and paper, Pandasaurus Games sent me the game to take a look at. Thank you, Pandasaurus Games. Other end game I kickstarted is Trailblazers, the John Muir Trail. We just played this one a couple times, and I really, really like this game.
I really like this game too. It is a meaty game.
It's a point salad.
It's a point salad. It's visually appealing.
Andrew Bosley art, guys.
Yes.
That's what made me decide to get this game. Well, one is nature theme. You're hiking, you know, so it reminded me of parks. And then the fact that it's Andrew Bosley art, my favorite illustrator, I was like, I want this game.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and it did not disappoint.
Yes.
You know.
We had a fabulous time.
Now, I played this game at 3 players. Okay. Well, in this game, let's go there first. In this game, you are hiking the John Muir Trail, and you're going around seeing scenic vistas, mountains, and lakes and stuff like that, and you're checking out the flora and fauna and all that, and you're gaining resources in order to do all these things. The thing is, you're also hiking the trail. The game lasts 12 rounds. The trail is 10 spots. If, no matter how many points you got at the end of the game, if you have not fully hiked that trail, 0 points. You did not win the game. So I like that. I like that tension that adds, you know, because and sometimes the weather, you have to pay a certain type of
You
resource.
have to pay extra resources if the weather isn't favorable.
Yeah, so sometimes you could say, I'm not going to hike this turn, and you're going to do some other things. But yeah, the game is beautiful.
It is.
You know, so that's John Muir Trail. Okay, couple more games, and these are games you haven't played.
Okay.
All right, so I haven't been able to hook up with my board game group, my Friday night board game group, over the last couple of weeks. So I finally was able to hook up with them this past Friday. And I got there on time, but one guy was a little late. So it was just two of us. And he said, hey, you want to play a 2-player game? And it's one game that I've been wanting to try out that he has. And that's Star Wars, the deck building game.
Okay.
And we played a few rounds. Yeah, this game is the truth. If you are a Star Wars fan,
Okay.
this game is great. I wanted to just cut on some background Star Wars music, the Imperial
song,
March and all that. I really, really enjoy this game because it's a deck building game. And you play out 5 cards, and there's certain resources you get. One is attack power, where you're trying to attack the other person's home base. And then there's buying power, where you buy cards from the galactic row.
Okay.
But there are some cards that are neutral, some cards only you can buy, but it depends on whether you play in the Rebellion or the Empire. And then some cards the other player can only buy. But the thing is, you can also attack those cards.
Okay.
So if Princess Leia come on the Galactic Row, I got to make sure, and I'm playing as the Empire, I got to attack that card before he buys it. Because once it's in his deck, now his deck became more powerful.
Okay.
I really, really like this game.
Okay.
The other game is a game that came out last year. And my friend Brian brought it over. It's called Tribes of the Wind.
Okay.
First of all, I was already attracted to the game because it's Vincent Dutray art.
Okay.
He's another one of my favorite illustrators.
Okay.
And in this game, you are it's set in a post-apocalyptic world.
Okay.
And you're trying to clear off this pollution because you play as wind riders. And you're living in the trees now, so you have to clear out the pollution and then draft these park tiles. But the interesting part of this game is you have a card holder. In your hand of cards, you have a hand of 5 cards, and they represent 4 different colors: yellow, green, blue, and red. Mm-hmm. And the cards will give you abilities based on other people's cards.
Okay.
No, you have to try. I'm serious. I will let you see. It's like, I was like, if this person has red and this person has red, I could do this ability. So the thing is, I can see the back of everybody's cards. I can't see their cards,
but this
I can see the back.
This isn't a cooperative game.
No, it's not a cooperative game.
Okay.
I know you like your co-op, but I was like, wow, this is intriguing.
Okay.
And so I had to put this on this list because I was just like, I went home thinking about it like, man, I want to play that game again.
Okay.
It doesn't have a solo though.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say it doesn't have a solo. I just said that.
Well, you still got your Friday group.
All right, So anyway, I think I hit on everything. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. So those are the games that we have gotten played over the last few weeks,
And that's pretty impressive considering how busy I've been.
And if you like, before we go, next week is when I will be announcing the winner of Heat. Next week, I'm going to be giving away Heat. So if you haven't put in the comments, #Heat giveaway, go ahead and do that because next week I'm trying to just in the U.S. In the U.S.
In the continental U.S.?
Continental what? This continental U.S.? Yeah, continental U.S. Okay, and like, I want to get this game away, and we're going to be trying my copy and our copy in a little bit, you know, because she got all this time. She on summer vacation, so she gets time to play games.
Don't hate.
Yeah, I'm going to hate through this. I'm hating through the whole video. You get to go to excursions and all that and stuff, but oh well. Anyway, so if you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe,
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
and I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments what great games have you been playing over the last couple of weeks, you know, that really stuck with you. I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been Blackboard Gaming.
We will see you next time.